Yo, 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 it is Reverse Polarity, episode 18. I'm your boy, HifiVega, and I'm joined, as always, by the man who never sleeps, car audio's favorite critic, the man who once said, "Your thoughts betray you, father." What's up, Dean?
You had me until the father thing, but I'm good. How are you?
Doing good.
Yeah.
I had to look that one up because I wasn't exactly sure how that quote went.
I totally didn't know that was the father at the end of it.
Yeah, me neither. And it could be wrong because I did Google this, so but I didn't trust my memory.
No. All right, so your thoughts betray you, father. It was probably, if I'm guessing, and this is purely a guess off the top of my head, it was when Luke and Darth Vader were on Endor still, and they were talking on the catwalk before he took him up to see the Emperor. And they were talking about something, and he goes, "Oh, your thoughts betray you, father." Yeah. You know, the good is I can sense the good inside of you. I was probably the next line.
I think it was. That's where I ended it, though. But that is the scene I was thinking of.
Okay.
When I looked it up.
God, my life sucks.
Well, it's
Pickle
funny.
Rick!
I'm Pickle Rick. Oh man! So what have you been up to this week? What's going on in Dean's world?
Dean's world is just playing catch up. Honestly, this week we had that rare opportunity where somebody didn't show up the day they were supposed to, so everything had to shift a day. So that today's the day where everything crashed. So
it all met no head right in today.
Yeah, so it's like we knew, like I'm trying to figure it out in my head, like what day was going to get wrecked, and and it was today. So today was just a cluster stuff. Yeah. So whoopee. What have you been up to?
Nothing, man. I had like some surgery.
Oh.
On my neck, so
yeah. I noticed you were moving kind of like
body. Like I can. It's like I have a permanent crick in my neck.
Yeah.
So if my wife tells me look at something, I just have to.
Yeah.
Or I go this way.
What?
Yeah.
What did you have done?
I just had like a cyst removed right here.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's pretty brutal. I thought about putting pictures of it in my community tab just with a little trigger warning.
I don't want to disgust anybody, but I've had a cyst removed at one point in my life too when I was much younger, like I think 19. Yeah. That was the most pain I've ever been in my life.
Oh wow.
And where it was located was the most painful spot you could ever possibly imagine.
Oh, I can imagine.
No, you can't. I don't cry much in my life, but there was a point in there where I thought I was going to cry. But oh my God, especially when, before the surgery, they had to drain it. And it was just like,
oh dude, when I found out that I wasn't getting put out, it was just like, I was like, do I need someone to drive me? Or they're like, no, you're fine. And I was like, oh, they're just going to numb it. And then just cut my neck open. Awesome.
No, where mine was located, they had to put me to sleep, and the whole room got to have fun while they operated to remove the fluid sac. Trust me, it's one of those things that if you're one of the, I'm assuming everyone probably thinks I have like I can just walk in a room and be like, it's Dean, let's all go crazy, no shy bone in my body. But what they were doing to me and where I had to put my body part up in the other, anyways, whole room passed out. Not exactly what you want to do.
Yeah, I've had a similar experience with that body part. That was not the same thing, but it's not very fun. It's not very fun.
No, but hey, that's the joy of getting old, I guess.
Yeah, that's
what only 19, so but that's awesome. And this has been Medical Talk with your boy.
That was Peak Dean right there. Peak Dean 19.
A total peak Dean. Oh man, that's when I was working for Procter and Gamble. Oh, it was good times, man.
Oh yeah,
that was good money then.
I bet you had a briefcase too, didn't you?
No, actually, I did not. No, I didn't have what did I have? I had a binder. It was 3-ring binder time back then.
Yeah.
I did get a briefcase. So when I was working at AVE, I left AVE for a very short period of time to go work for a rep firm that handled Alpine. And one of the gifts that I got when I left was a briefcase. So, and I think Haley still has the briefcase. but yeah, so there was a briefcase moment, and it's funny. I think she still has my original maps in the briefcase. So I bought Florida maps and
Yeah.
laminated them and like marked where all the places were that I had, because we didn't have GPS back then, guys. Didn't exist. We had to use actual maps.
You didn't print anything off MapQuest?
There was no MapQuest. This was like right before Windows, became a thing. Like we could actually use it and do stuff with it. So there were computers. There was no real internet, but like it was basically like when computers that switched between like Windows dropped, like Windows 95, and like all of a sudden like computers were a real deal. So it was still like you had, I don't know. I was not computer literate at that point.
Yeah, MS-DOS era where you couldn't really figure out anything. Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's like you turn it on. It's like, should you just launch the word editor so I could type something like a typewriter, but way difficult, more? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, I need to do a command code. Who thought this up?
Yeah, this was cool. Yeah. No, I'm gonna go over here and read a book.
Yeah, you're right. Windows 95 did definitely changed everything.
Yeah, it did. I mean, 100%. But like it was funny because like where I was at, they had like a bookshelf, and so what happened is that the briefcase couldn't carry all the stuff I had to carry, so I ended up getting this big satchel that was like so thick, because I'd have all the manuals in this thing. So it's like we did Alpine, Adcom, Macintosh, and honestly I don't remember what else. So it was like Onkyo. We did Onkyo. So I had just files on files because I was a trainer. They hired me to train the sales guys on how to talk about this stuff, which was hilarious.
Dude.
Yeah,
I can imagine this.
Dude, but this was like young Dean, man. This is like young Dean, the 21-year-old Dean.
Pre-jaded Dean?
Pre-jaded Dean. And the funny part was, man, I recorded it with my VHC camcorder. And I have no idea where these files are at. I don't even know if they exist outside of... One of these days, I'm going to hopefully find it and just laugh my ass off at me up in front of these goofballs at Circuit City trying to explain to them what THX was and how to sell it.
Yeah, that sounds like good times. I wish you would have kept the VHS of those.
No, I still have them. I just don't know. Oh no, come on, seriously, they're right there. I just don't. It's like I don't know where they're at.
So Bobby, yes, I've had that experience too.
Yeah, but Bobby, you're a man. I mean, come on, man.
The only way you can describe it is fire. It feels like fire. It doesn't feel like a cut.
I involuntarily cut the tip of my finger off, and I didn't numb me for that.
So I do have a poll today.
Oh, thank God!
But before I do the poll, people that don't know how to get to the poll, you need to be subscribed, hit the bell, hit the all notifications, and it will pop up like a video because I put it in my community tab. So if you want to bypass all that, just go to my community tab every Wednesday. Check it out. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
All right, let's see what we got.
I think I know what you're going to pick in this one.
You can only choose one. The rest are gone forever. Choose wisely, my amigos. All right, so our choices are Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Sonic. I don't even know what that
Bojangles.
Okay, Five Guys. The answer is unanimous. It's 42%. I mean, we're not all stupid. Chick-fil-A for sure. I mean, I get the guys that settled on McDonald's because they're like, eventually you're going to get sick of chicken. So at least with McDonald's, you have the variety, but you're going to have crappy food variety. So, I mean, you might as well just constantly get good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is like Demolition Man when Taco Bell won the fast food wars.
Oh yeah.
Every restaurant was Taco Bell.
Basically, yes. That's exactly. Every restaurant would be Chick-fil-A, and then on Sundays you'd never eat out.
Yeah. God, don't even get me started. Why is that like every day? It's like I know why it is for me because we only get Sundays off. But it's like I'll wake up in the morning and go, God, wouldn't it be nice to get some chicken minis?
Yes.
Yeah, it would be nice. But you're in this parallel world where this restaurant doesn't believe in opening on Sundays. So sucks to be you, bro.
This is where they made their stand. But see, I did lean Chick-fil-A myself, but I gotta go Sonic here because variety. I can get chicken, I can get chicken wings, I can get hot dogs, I can get cheeseburgers, I can get chili cheese fries, and I can get like a
Yeah.
million different drinks.
So you ever have one of those places that like, or like a restaurant or something like that, or a store that like goes out of business in your town, but yet there's always still the commercials?
Yeah.
Okay, that's Sonic where we live. There is not a Sonic within probably 50 miles of where we're at, but yet that Sonic commercial with those two goofballs is on all the time, and I just go, I'm not driving.
Yeah. The Sonic is kind of I don't know, it's like a staple in my wife's family. Everybody in her family has worked for it, including my daughter who's working there now.
Oh, okay.
Before she gets another job. So I guess Sonic's just a part of our life. Special shout out to Bojangles, though, if you've never had that.
No, I need to try it, though, because I have other people tell me, you haven't had Bojangles? Yeah. I'm like, sorry, I live in Florida. We don't have that.
They have the best biscuits ever. I thought they had them in Florida, though.
They might, but not here.
Yeah, not in your area.
Yeah, I mean, we get a lot of stuff, but I mean, we got Chick-fil-A's in every corner. I mean,
that's pretty much everywhere. I think it's pretty. Everybody said Chick-fil-A, and then there was an In-N-Out guy.
Ooh, I can understand that. Like,
yeah,
that's some solid stuff there. The only problem In-N-Out is unless you're a red meat guy, you're pretty much out of luck.
Yeah,
because it's like the polar opposite of Chick-fil-A. It's like, would you like a burger today? Yes. Okay, good. Would you like a burger today? No. Okay, sorry. So I mean, I think I've told you this before when we were in California and like we were going on the burger tour, which I don't eat red meat, but they were freaking out. They're like, "Oh, we got to get an In-N-Out. We got In-N-Out." So we were coming back from the La Brea tar pits to where our hotel was, and there was one on the way home, and they're like, "Well, what are you gonna have for dinner?" And I was like, "Apparently, French fries," because they had nothing else. Yeah. So that night,
get the wild style.
Yeah, that night I had French fries for dinner. I mean, we had stuff in the refrigerator because we made like a food run the first day we got there, but like it was like French fries and some fruit. And that was my dinner that night. I sacrificed one for the team.
Oh, what a good guy.
No, I'm not. And I had to pay the bill, so I was like, God damn it. Everyone good? Everyone good? Everyone got this? All right.
Well, did you get the milkshake then at least?
No.
Dude.
No, Dude, it took us 20 minutes to get through. It was the scariest drive-through I've ever been in. Like literally, people are lining up in the road, like like that church turn-in that you have. This was getting into In-N-Out at 7 or 6 o'clock in LA. It was not fun.
Chick-fil-A's got that handled way better than In-N-Out.
Chick-fil-A has that like drive-through madness, like wizardry.
Yeah.
And is it me or does everyone that work at Chick-fil-A have to have like an attitude test?
Oh, they're brainwashed. They got to be brainwashed.
Hi, thank you. This is Emma. Or it's, hi, this is Emma. How may I take your order today? Will that complete your orders? Anything else I can get for you?
Yeah.
No, okay. Well, I look forward to seeing you at the window. Bye.
Hey, I love that because you go to McDonald's and I'm like, what?
Yeah. Oh no, it's not a complaint. I just feel weird because it's like, stop being so nice to me.
Is this the Twilight Zone?
Yeah. It's like you people are typically supposed to be cranky, like Dunkin' Donuts. What?
Yeah.
We ain't got that. You want hot chocolate? What do you need a hot chocolate for? This is Florida because it's 50. We're out. How are you out? There's a Publix across the street. Like literally walk. I don't understand how a restaurant can be out of something ever because it's like every restaurant there is a supermarket right there. Walk over there.
I know McDonald's. We're out of ice cream. Ice cream's down. Yeah.
Oh, ice cream always down.
8 o'clock, bro. Can I?
Yeah, ice cream's always down. No, we're cleaning the machine, man. Why? You guys are open 24 hours a day. Why are you cleaning the machine at 8 o'clock? Are you stupid? All right, who's the stupid? Who do I have to contact at McDonald's corporate so if at 10 o'clock I would like to get a McFlurry, I can get one? I mean,
no kidding.
Suck.
This is prime McFlurry time.
Yeah, Dairy Queen.
8 to Dairy Queen. Yes, that's my daughter's favorite.
Yeah, we have a Dairy Queen that opened up across from McDonald's, so it was like this when we just drive by.
Got him.
Here's your McFlurry.
Yeah. Yeah. Nick Cafe. No one gives a crap.
Kip is teaching a class in the shows over here. He's like got this whole thing going on in the class, in the comment class. Yeah, in the comments, he's like going to town. Way to go, Kip! Keep it up.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, hey, he's there. We're talking about nonsense. He's talking about car audio.
Yeah, he's keeping it going. If you guys want to go in that parallel universe, man, Kip is there to help you out. Keep it up, Kip.
Oh man! Speaking of which,
yes,
our topic today let me scroll down so we can see, is the viewer topics.
Okay.
So I went ahead and I posted this up last week sometime.
All right.
And I figured we'll just go down, we'll look at the comments and see which one speaks to Dean.
Okay. Pick one. That's how I do it. It's the lottery, baby.
Oh, all right. We'll just start with Coronado 5050. He says the rise and fall of popular 90s car audio, stuff that was quality but was killed by greed, more subjective listening.
I mean, are we talking like, the big three that still exist and then everyone else has faded off into the sunset? I mean, it was funny. I actually had that conversation with somebody today. It's sad. It's really sad. So, I mean, you have Rockford, JL, and Kicker are pretty much it. And the funny thing was and I was like, except for like the Japanese companies, they're all still the same. And I was like, oh, wait, no, they're not. Because Pioneer is now a Chinese company.
Right.
And Clarion doesn't exist here in the US, at least. So it's like you have Kenwood and JVC have merged. So that's the JVC Kenwood Corp. Sorry to ruin it for some of you guys. I haven't figured that one out yet. And then there's Alpine, who, I mean, it's Alpine. I mean, they're trying. I don't know what they're doing.
They've just been Alpine since they've been Alpine.
Yeah, I mean, I keep waiting for the next big Alpine product to drop, but then I feel bad because like it was supposed to happen this year, but between their move from California to Michigan, and then COVID, it's just like we're gonna pop a top of nothing.
I miss like peak Alpine, like 7909 head units, F1 status.
I will say this about Alpine. Don't count them out yet, because if this year goes the way it's hoping it will, by the end of this year, we'll all be going. So, and we'll just leave it at that.
So, Kip already busted me.
Brahms.
Have you ever had their cherry limeades?
I don't even know. We don't have a Brahms.
Oh, dude.
We're not that cool. What is it?
It's like it's an ice cream shop, but they have burgers. And they also have like a grocery store inside.
What?
Yeah, like so they have their own cows. So they make their own cheese. They sell their own milk. They had the best milk, by the way. And they make some wicked cherry limeades.
Okay. Well, when I get over there, we'll definitely have to try that.
For sure.
What are we doing today? We're going to Brahms, and then we're going to go to these other restaurants. Sounds good to me.
Dean's just going to have the chicken.
Yeah, of course. I mean, all right. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, I look at it as just a natural evolution of things. Those that, companies that can survive. Companies that can't move on. I mean, when you look back in the 90s, there was a guy by the name of Corrine Jacobs that came in and just bought up everybody and then totally destroyed everything. So, and then DEI came in and tried to buy all the products that he had bought, thinking that they were going to run with it. And they had this great big master plan, and then that all fell apart. So, you got guys like Kicker, Rockford, and JL that just like stayed the course and were like, this is what we're doing, and they keep making money.
Yeah, and audio control too.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But I mean, they've changed owners, because Alex owns them now. But I mean, they've at least kept doing the same thing. And they're still making like
regular crossovers.
Yeah. Oh no, that's I watched it. Yeah. Actually, they just continued the regular crossovers. So they're gone now. Yeah, they're gone. Yeah. But they did come out with a new Matrix.
Oh, okay. I mean, is he? You do the bullets that?
Yeah.
I can't move my head though. So
no, I was gonna say you're gonna be like a robot.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting hit. But what I think is a lot of people when they think about back in the days, they think everything was gold back then. There was a lot of crap back then. There was some stuff that was good that would seemingly be crap, like the Pyramid Super Pros. Those were decent speakers. Those were like Eminence built speakers.
I had some piles.
Yeah, some piles. I think Eminence made some of theirs too.
Yeah.
But then there was some, there was a lot of it was just absolute garbage.
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of the high-end drivers back then, were Fane and Gauss. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny how popular loudspeakers have become, because like they've existed forever. I mean,
Right.
I used to run peerless, tweeters that were just raw ass drivers that would just get loud. They had a dome mid range that was a horn loaded mid range. We sold the shit out of those, and they just were like,
And it always comes full circle, man.
yeah.
Like what was hot back then is hot now, and then the people that think it's hot now are like, well, you never had this.
Listen, man, I'm not opposed to yoga pants, but the fanny pack thing, no, man,
Yeah.
that just needs to stay in the past. Apparently,
It came back, though. It came back.
I just don't understand why people want to. I mean, how much shit do you need when you go out?
Yeah, especially to have it in a fanny pack. Get a backpack, bro. Like,
yeah, for sure. I mean, I got my kicker backpack, and like,
yeah.
Okay, next one.
All right, Scott, aka Civic, appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you.
He says, will I gain sound quality imaging adding a DSP? I feel crossovers time limit on my Excelon 906 are good enough to go full active.
They are. What you run into with adding the DSP, it's the multi-channel equalization that really makes it awesome. Today we were finishing up the Tundra that we've been talking about on Instagram, and we weren't actually doing any time alignment or any of that stuff. We were literally using it for crossover and equalization, old school equalization. And what it gave us the ability to do is that we still wanted to EQ the system out and tone it to where everything sounded good. And, when you have a global EQ, you don't necessarily have the opportunity to fix some of the smaller problems that persist. Like when you look at a left EQ compared to a right EQ, they're totally different. And, you kind of want to go in and address those things in some cases. Not all the time. Not everyone's into that. But no, on the opposite side of that coin, we've had plenty of situations where we just do that. Like the car we're working on now, it's going to be time aligned and crossover, everything through the radio. It's a Kenwood. It's going to sound great when we're done with it. I mean, that's at the end of the day, if it sounds great and you're happy, will the next step be better? Yeah, but it's also going to open a can of frustration as far as, that learning curve. So when you're bored, move on to the next thing and keep going.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the one thing that ADPRS did give you was left and right EQ. But then they limited you severely in the crossover range and all that type of stuff. So it's a compromise.
Everything is a compromise.
Everything, always.
I miss the Eclipse. So there's a funny story about Eclipse, Fujitsu 10. And there's a company that could not make it as Fujitsu 10. Like Fujitsu just could not sell. They come up with the name Eclipse, master marketing plan, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my God.
Yeah. Gotta have a new idea.
It's an Eclipse. No, dumbass. It's a Fujitsu. Whatever. Look, it's so sexy. And it's like they all of a sudden overnight became like the best things in the world. And it's like, okay. Like, and everyone talks about them with such reverence. The last Eclipse I took out, I could have killed you with because it weighed like 10 pounds, doubled in. It was like, oh my God, so heavy. Poof. And you took it out and oh, let me put this holding down the Pioneer. We're going to stick in there. And it's like, okay.
Well, I remember like they were one of the first ones I remember having like an 8-volt output. And back in my mind, I was like, dude, more volts, more better, right?
Yeah, of course. There was a Sony deck that had that too, but it would have been your favorite too. It was like a single DIN. Yeah,
that's how I do it, man. Did it have a volume knob? If it had a volume knob,
it had a volume knob. It was the 90s. That's all we had. Volume knobs.
That's my spot. That's my era. That's where I stay.
Like, yeah. All right, what you got?
All right, let's go on to the next question. What's the best, or this is the best? What's the difference in speakers and the price tag? Example: a Dayton Silk Dome tweeter or a Kicker Silk Dome tweeter. Both are made in China, made from some stuff, but one is 15, one is 75.
All right, the simplest way to answer that, and everything is comparison. Okay, so what we can all agree a car is metal sitting on 4 tires with some form of a motor underneath the hood or an engine and a steering apparatus, brakes, and some form of interior, right? That's basically a car. And we look at like a car, like I was watching Geostorm the other night, and the cars in India have 3 wheels. They don't have 4, they have 3, and it's all the same thing, and it's still a car. Okay. And but then you look at like a Rolls Royce, and it's still a car, right? It still gets me from A to B, and it ticks all those boxes. So what you've just done is you've ticked all those boxes. But the one box you left out of the equation is research and development and the guy making the speaker.
Yeah.
That is 100% what sets things apart. You know, like if you're a golfer and you're a big fan of Tiger Woods and you go buy the golf brand that sponsors Tiger Woods and they have the elite Tiger Woods set. Okay, so these were hand-picked and designed by I don't watch golf, so I have no idea. But you know what I'm saying? It's like there is a difference between like when you have a true professional that is designed. That's not to say Dayton doesn't do that, but you know, when since you use Kicker, we'll just go there because why not? But everyone is the same. Every one of these, you know, like Morel, we'll change it. We'll go Morel because like there's no reason. We all know Kicker. So they're celebrating their 45th anniversary. One of the things that Morel is known for in the world over, is their tweeters. Like they are like the go-to company when you want a tweeter that is just like, oh my God. Okay, they make tweeters for everybody. Okay, and people use their tweeters because their guys make, you know, it's like they make the best tweeters. Okay. Now, you can go on to Parts Express, and they sell a Morel tweeter that is affordably priced, kind of. And then you compare it to like what the car costs. Well, they're two totally different animals. This one was designed for home, wide dispersion, you know, it's going to do this, going to do that, meet up with a mid-range, all the other garbage. This one was designed for a car. Different power handling, different off-axis, on-axis sound. You know, there's a lot more reflection in there. So they design these things accordingly, knowing that it's like we have to put it in this environment. You know, when you were at Kicker, you went into the sound room where they had the doors, right? Did they show you the fake doors? It's like every speaker they've designed in like the last 30 years or something like that has been played in these boxes that mimic doors. And they do that because it's like that's where the speaker's going to go. Right. It's not going to go on a board in a room. It's going to go in a door. So, you know, there's a lot of things that get built into these things. It's not just magic. You know, that's basically it.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's you can get now if you have these same exact tweeters and they're off the shelf parts, maybe you have an argument there. But a lot of the times when you're talking about a manufacturer like Kicker, like JL, like Morel, these aren't off the shelf parts.
No,
they've made sure even if they're picking certain aspects, they're doing something to these parts to make them their own. So that's the difference between off the shelf and.
Well, it's funny. I had a speaker brand in the other day, and they're an OE for a lot of other manufacturers.
Yeah,
and we had one of the speakers that they make, and then we had their speaker. So it's like we know, and it's like you can literally hold the two up like this, and it's like same basket. Same everything. Magnets are a little different. Cones are different. Surrounds are different. The tweeter up, you look at the tweeter, it's like and then you flip it around like, oh no, those are two totally different tweeters. You know, the material that the tweeter was made out of.
Yeah.
But they're both made by that same company. This guy they make it this way for themselves, and they're paid to make it this way for that manufacturer. This is what they've picked. So, and they're totally different in pricing too. Like this manufacturer's double what they charge, even though, you know, so, you know, you get what you pay for.
Yeah. And a good example of that is like Zed Audio. They made some very high-end stuff, and then they made stuff for Boss. And everything they made for us, while it was a pretty solid amp because they made it, it was single-sided boards.
It's whatever fits the needs.
You know, they sell them a 45 watt by 4 amp, and Boss calls it a 160 watt by 4 amp.
I guess the other thing to keep in mind, though, in all of this is that at the end of the day, if you want to go with a $15 tweeter and it does it for you, there's no reason not to. And that's the takeaway. You don't have to have this if that will get you what you want. Because, I mean, when we started, this market wasn't what it is now. It wasn't as developed as it is now. You know, when I look back to when, you know, like I said, I ran Peerless tweeters. I had Audax tweeters. And Orion, the reason why we're using Peerless tweeters because Orion at the time was buying their tweeters from Peerless. So we're like, let's just buy the Peerless tweeters. And you could get the same damn tweeter. Literally could get the same damn tweeter. Yeah. Nothing changed at all. You know, because that back then they didn't offer that. So it was like, we have a tweeter. And everybody used that tweeter. It was like, it wasn't any different. I mean, you could literally pull the diaphragms out, put the new diaphragms into whatever. It's the same damn speaker. So it was like, we can get it from Peerless. Let's just call them and order it, you know? Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what someone thinks about what you're running. It matters what you think about what you're running.
Well, I always take it back to photography when there's a picture hanging on the wall and someone's looking at it and goes, wow, that's an amazing picture. What kind of camera did you shoot that with?
What's it matter?
Yeah, exactly. What does it matter? I mean, like I have this one picture on my wall that a buddy of mine printed for me, and it's this picture of this barn. And I love the picture. And people come over, oh, that's a nice picture. So maybe other people like it too. I really don't give a shit. But the story behind taking this picture is hilarious. So I took it like a 70 to 200. We were driving to my dad's house. I was in the back seat of his car. I had the window down and I just had my camera up, and I had been shooting all vacation, trying to just practice shooting from moving vehicles, stopping, freezing, getting everything perfect. So this was like the last day we were there, and I'd seen the barn before, and the light was perfect, and we'd fly past it doing 50 miles an hour, and I take this picture. And there's no blur, there's no grain, it's just like, it's like I set up a tripod and took the picture. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that but me. Every time I look at it and go, I was doing 50 miles an hour when I took that picture.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, who cares?
Yeah. Oh, it's, I always tell people, if to use a golf analogy, since we talked about Tiger Woods already, if you have a bad golf swing, you cannot fix it with good golf clubs or better golf clubs.
But you can go to whatever that golf place is. Yeah,
with the beers and stuff.
Yeah, where Haley and I went, and you can win.
Yeah. Or you can go.
You can go to Top Golf.
Top Golf. Or you can go with me and try to be like, oh yeah, I haven't golfed in 3 years. I'm sure this will be fun. It wasn't fun.
No, Top Golf, baby. It's all about Top Golf. The holes are like 30 feet across. You're getting that bitch in.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. What do we got?
Why no amp? What did that say? Yeah,
you want the amp that's 4 by 100 and 1,000 by 5 or 1,000 by 1. So a 5-channel.
It's funny that was right. No, they don't. You can't stagger the power that far apart. It's just the only way you can do that is with a dual power supply design. And at that point, why bother? Yeah. Originally, when Chris was developing the new 5-1300, he wanted it to be like 150 by 4 and 1,000 by 1. That was the dream. We settled on 100 by 4 and 500 by 1 because that was reality. That was what you could get the amplifier to do. It all has to play out, man. Essentially, what you're looking at is an 8-channel amplifier that they've compressed down into a 5-channel amplifier. I mean, so that balance isn't going to work out. It's just like my dream amplifier is like, 70 by 3, 100 by 2, and like, or 100 by 4, something like that, or 70 by 5 and 100 by 2. With a 800 watt sub channel. I mean, to me, that would be like the perfect amplifier. That would be a full system with center amp, but that's not going to exist anytime in the near future. There's one company that's making a 7-channel that's pretty damn close to that, but it just all has to do with the power supply and how far you can get it to do what you need it to do for the rest of the amplifier. I mean, if you've ever had a multi-battery system in a car and you've had the fuse blow between the two batteries, one amplifier is always going to cut off first. And the amplifier that'll cut off first is the highs amp. The sub amp is the big brother in that and will smack the shit out of that little 4-channel and make it cut off. And then you'll be like, dude, why my highs cutting off? And you'll get in there and it's like, you got 11 volts on your sub amp. The other one's got like 2. You're like, you're not getting, because the bigger amp will always win. So you're always going to have to sacrifice something to do that sub channel. And it's just too far of a swing. And that is just what everyone tells me. Now, I'm no amplifier engineer, so I don't know.
I do have some inside info on that audio control.
Go for it. Yeah.
Let's just say, I'm just going to leave it this. That thing's a beast.
Well, I mean, no, we have it.
Yeah, but
I mean, we've had it for months.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm talking about power wise.
Oh, it's a monster.
Yeah, that thing's beefy. But I think Sundown just come out with a 4-channel by Y100 and 1,000 watts at 1 ohm.
Okay. I mean,
But
I'm not
it's not
saying
out
it's
yet.
impossible. I'm just saying from
It's a full bridge as well.
Yeah.
A Brazilian style full bridge.
Oh, well, Jesus Christ. I mean, if that's the case, I mean, because, dude, we talk about it with them all the time. Like, you have the 2400.4 and you have a 2400.2. Can we just put them in one heatsink? I mean, the amp will still only be this big. You know, I mean, and at that point, why not? You know, and so I always forget about those companies that do stuff like that, you know, like, because I mean, they're just like, I mean, come on, I got this little 800 watt amp that's this big, and it's like, oh my God, it's so insane. And it's both full out tilt boogie ready to go right out of the box, man. I don't even, you know, it's like 800 watts.
See, I'm that guy. That's why when you were talking about stereo integrity and I didn't know, and you're like, you'll know this brand because I know this weird boutique stuff.
Yeah.
So,
but those are the companies that'll come out with it first.
Yeah,
because they're willing to take the chance. You know, when you look at the bigger companies, like, you know, I mean, we've all listened to Steve Irby talk, man. Okay, like, he is not going to give you a product that isn't like exactly what he wants it to be. It's not going to happen. So just put it out of your head. So until they can get it exactly the way he wants it, it's not going to come out. So will we see something like a 7-channel, 5-channel, 6-channel, all 8? I mean, they have an 8-channel now, so it's not like it's a far leap to go to a 7-channel from there. Who knows? But
it could happen.
It could happen. That 1,000 watts, though, man, that's going to be weird.
Oh, here's a good one. The difference between active and passive with amps.
You guys were talking about that the other day. You want to just continue the conversation?
Yeah.
I mean, most people are going to do a combination of both. Okay. Yeah. Most systems are going to have active and passive built into them. It's just how you roll. Most of the time, back to that multi-channel amplifier, like we were just talking about, because those don't exist in like, everyone wants a 5-channel. The reality is you don't want a 5-channel. The reality is you want a 7-channel or a 9-channel, or, you know, you want more channels. Like a 6-channel in a monoblock sounds cool, but really an 8-channel in a monoblock sounds better. We are still stuck in this 5-channel mode. So if we go with a 5-channel amp, whatever it is, unless we're running 4 coaxials in a subwoofer, even if we're running 4 coaxials in a subwoofer, there's still a passive crossover in there. We just don't see it because it's buried into the speaker. But if we're running 4 coaxials in a 5-channel amp with a sub, the passive crossovers you don't see because they're buried into the speaker, and that's fine. But if you're going to run, as soon as you run that set of components, more than likely, it's going to have an outboard passive crossover. Those have started to turn into better outboard crossovers. Like certain manufacturers now will break them into their corresponding parts. So it's like your cap and coil for your mid will be here, your cap and coil for your tweeter will be over here, and you don't have this big dumb box that you have to mount somewhere. It's like, oh my God, kind of like what Kicker did for the candy bar that they did for the snowman.
Yeah,
you know, big passive crossover and heat shrink. That's a wonderful thing. I love it. Oh, it's so sexy. Focal does it with their plug and plays. Alpine does it on everything.
Yeah,
even the X series have the candy bar. Oh, it's so nice.
That's how I done on mine. I just I got the passive crossover. I got a built pre-assembled one, and I just put a big old thick thing of heat shrink on it.
Oh yeah,
soldered some wires on, call it good.
Yeah, everyone else is doing it. Play along. Yeah. But so that would be an active passive system, meaning we have a 5-channel amp, and we're using the active crossover in the amplifier to limit the amount of bass getting to the mid range. Okay, because we want to stop them. Yeah. And then we're using the passive to stop the mid range from competing with the tweeter, and obviously stop the tweeter from trying to produce bass. So that's an active passive scenario. And then a full active scenario would be if we had a crossover, a fully adjustable crossover to do all of that. So instead of 4 channels, we'll have that 6 or 7 channels. And then you guys were talking about the other night, like people say when you use passive crossovers, it sucks power and all that other hoo-ha crap. And it's oh my God, people just need to stop.
Yeah.
Just need to stop. I mean, the amount of loss you're getting from a passive crossover is so minimal.
Well, that's what I think. Toyd covered in that was saying that you're only seeing a couple watts of that tweeter, anyways, at that point.
Yeah.
So,
dude. Someone asked us the other day, like we're putting in these the Hertz SPL show tweeters.
yeah,
Warheads, man. Just oh my god, Jesus Christ, they are so loud. Oh my god. And I was like, we gotta tone those down just a little bit because like you ain't gonna be able to see if we keep these things at this level. And they how much wattage do they handle?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, maybe
like 10
5,
watts, bro.
maybe 5 watts, 10 watts tops. I mean,
Yeah.
You guys gotta understand how the power curve works. It does, nothing. There's nothing there.
Yeah. They don't they have a hard time in understanding like an impedance curve and how the power and
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, frequency, impedance, like it all plays a part in it.
Kip is talking to us.
Oh, I gotta get him. Appreciate it,
Daniel.
Let's see what Kip says. Thank you. Need to break bread. All right, man. Yeah.
Thank you for playing along in the comments and helping everyone out there. You to me.
I heard your grill master, Kip.
I don't know. It's gonna be a toss between him or Jesus Christ. My brain is crap right tonight. Bart. Sorry, Bart.
Yeah.
Bart Deal always posts like, hey, I got my big green egg out and I'm gonna go fly in my plane. It's like
wow, what a life, man.
Oh my gosh. Dude, those guys over there in Oklahoma, I swear.
Yeah, Kip, we come over and you can grill me a steak and Dean some chicken.
I'll watch you eat the steak.
All right, let's go. I've seen a good question here.
Okay, give me the good ones.
It says, I'd be interested to hear about some of Dean's favorite 5 o'clock specials from over the years. Basically, what funny stuff from pawn shops, markets, and other crazy places have you installed over the years?
Oh my gosh. Man, I wish I could say my memory was wonderful. We came up with the term 5 o'clock special because that was like the preloaded sub enclosure and just the cheapest amp we had. So, it was just like a guy would come in at 5 o'clock and be like, I just want bass. And it was like, here, and it was something you could slam in real quick. But the biggest, man, that's one of those things I'd have to like sit and dwell on to try to get back into the past because there's always, pawn shop stuff sucks, man. Like if you're buying your car stereo stuff at a pawn shop, I get it. It's
all roached out always, man. It's like
roached. The guy's selling it because it's like, oh, bro, yeah, he needs a roach. This is really what it is. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is one of those weeks where it's just like trying to remember what I did yesterday is hard enough. Trying to remember what I did 20 years ago and the dumb shit that we've done. It's just like.
Did you guys sell like any bass specials? So you had like the $500 package if someone wanted to come and get a system.
So the problem that works great for a chain store. As an independent, that is like one of the most impossible things to do because it's like everyone would walk in there and it's like, oh, how much you got? It's really what it comes out. It's like, and we would be like, all right, what do you got? $300? Here, you can have this. What do you got? $500? You can buy this. It's like, it's honestly, they treated it like Chuck E. Cheese. It was like, how many tokens you got? How many tickets did you get? All right, you can buy from this section right here. And it was frustrating because you try to help people out. You try to like, listen, you're only gonna do this once. You just bought this car. Stop being such a tight ass. Okay, I get it. Or the guy that comes in with $1,000 and he wants a 5-channel amp, all new speakers, a TV screen in the dash, a backup camera, and you're just like, where did you come up with $1,000? I was on Amazon. I found a backup camera for $19. There was a touchscreen for $150. I can get speakers for $39, and they had a 5-channel amp for $140, and I could get a sub for $100. What if I just bring it all in and have it installed? First off, the installation is going to cost you more than what you're willing to spend at this point, because whether your brand is like Bubblegum or your brand is Focal, the installation charge is the same. Right. It takes me just as long to put in an awesome set of speakers as it does a cheap set of speakers. So might as well get the better speakers. But it was stuff like that always irritated the shit out of me. It still does.
I'll tell you, we have a local shop around here called Laws, and it's not around no longer. But when they did, they had Crossfire as one of their brands.
Mhm.
They had a package. It was the Crossfire 30HC and two 18-inch Crossfire CF2s, and you could get that for $600 out the door. Install yourself, of course.
Yeah.
But they put it to a show in a Dodge Neon. Dude, they busted like a 156 with that.
Wow.
I mean, that's on an audio control mic. It was back before we done the Srippers. But I was like, wow. I mean, can you imagine how many of those $600 bundles they sold? Those were everywhere.
Yeah. Well, Paul is really good at that kind of thing. Like, he'll put together, like, before I started, he was like really big on Craigslist. And he would be like, he would have that $400 sub package and the $500 sub package, the $600 sub package. And he was really good at manipulating what the numbers needed to be that people would want to spend to do that. And he would find the equipment that would get that price point. Because a lot of people shop by price, and so that's his thing. I call them his customers. And then there's my customers.
Dean customers.
The Dean customers it's going to cost you a little bit more because I'm not playing around. Dean, you have installed the Kicker Q class components. You really got to try a set out. They're very impressive. 2 years of mine. Oh, no, we've put them in before. We just don't do a lot with them so here's the problem. We sell so many brands. And you have to look at it from a different point of view as a consumer versus a retailer. From a retail point of view, I have to have a brand that I don't have to compete with on the internet. I have to have a brand that when I tell somebody that they're going to cost a certain amount of money, they don't sit there and go, for those? And I also only have a certain amount of time that I can spend discussing things like, well, yeah, but they're really amazing and they do all this stuff with. So sometimes it's like the battles that you can win, you win. The battles that are worth fighting, you try to save those for the battles worth fighting. So when a guy comes in and you're like, hey, I want to do this and I want a high-end speaker, it's like Focal, Morel, Audison, Hertz. These are brands that I have no issue selling as a high-end brand because that's what they are.
Yeah.
Kicker makes a speaker, and don't get me wrong, all these speaker manufacturers make A to B price points. I mean, I could sell you a set of Focal auditors for $49, as well as I could sell you a set of Focal K2s for $5,000. So, or whatever they cost. So yeah, but sometimes it's easier to sell these products that have different names on them than that. So I mean, at the end of the day, we're running a business, and if all I had was Kicker Q class components, then I would sell the shit out of them. But I don't. I have all this other stuff I can sell. So, you have to be, and the other thing too is you also have to kind of like figure out something that sounds really good and that you can replicate fairly easy because, we only have so much time to do these things, and we have to do them, and we have to do them at a level that is insane.
Yeah.
So, so it's like, we're not cutting any corners, but we have to figure out somewhere where we can save time. And it's like, if I sell you a set of Focal Flax, I know what they sound like. I know how to tune them. I know what I have to do. I've done hundreds of them. It's wonderful. There again, that Kicker Q class could fall into that spot and do the same exact thing. It just didn't because this was what sold better.
Yeah, and I seen Manville talking on actually Everyday Audio's podcast. They had him on, and he was saying, that they get a lot of grief about some of their prices on their higher end components, like the C5s, C7s, or whatever. And but if it was an Italian brand, oh well, that'd be different. Different perception of them.
Yeah, I mean, look at the T5 Rockfords that used to exist. Like, oh my God! Like, if you've never seen those, Google a set of Rockford T5s. Like, if everyone would want a pair of those. I mean, Silk Soft Dome. Damn, the crossovers were this big. It was insanity. Okay, they had to discontinue them because they probably had like one run of them, and then no one bought them because you're not thinking of Rockford Fosgate as a high-end speaker manufacturer. So you kind of have to stay in your lane as a manufacturer. Now, JL, of course, that's a whole nother ecosystem of whatever.
Yeah. JL is the lane.
Yes, JL is their own lane, 100%.
This is the way. That's their motto.
Yes. Oh, for sure. And I got no problem with that, but that's a great thing too, because that goes back to what I was saying. As a business owner, you get that JL customer, you get them in that ecosystem, you can do no wrong. You really can't,
Yeah.
The problem you run into is that, like, if you're going to buy a C5 JL, you're going to be happy. It's like it's their better product. But if you're going to buy like a C1 or whatever they are, or 2 or whatever they call those things, you're just buying it to buy it. And that's, I mean, at that point you can buy anything, it's, you're going to be happy. It's 6.5 with a tweeter.
Do you know what happened to Pioneer ODR digital optical reference series back in the 90s? Wasn't that Japan domestic stuff? Or was that ODM?
Dude, it happened to everything else that Pioneer touches. They just throw it away, and they spend too much money on it, and then it just, like, I don't know. Like, Premiere was the shit. Like, everyone wanted Premiere. Like, we begged them to bring Premiere back. Every opportunity we got, could you please bring Premiere back?
Yeah.
And then, so now it's not called Premiere. It's not called Premiere anymore. It's a brand that no one knows. It's called limited distribution.
Oh, I seen that on their website.
So what they did, instead of coming back with Premiere, because the problem that happened with Premiere is that it took away from Pioneer, because people just come in and ask for Premiere. Mm-hmm. And Pioneer was like, what do you mean? It's Pioneer Premiere. No, people just call it Premiere because we like to shorten things down to actually what they are.
Yeah.
And so now their wisdom now is we'll just call it limited distribution, and that will be our high-end brand. No, that'll just be the brand that, like, no one can get because it's limited distribution. Whoopee! Yay!
Well, then they tried Stage 4 not too long ago.
Yeah, that didn't work.
But that sub was sick. The amps are so. But do you remember what the sub looks like?
Yeah, who cares?
Dude, that sub was sick.
Yeah, but who cares? It's a Pioneer sub. You know how many people care about a Pioneer sub?
Me.
Nobody. But that's so that kind of, yes, exactly. You were the one guy. Okay. And so when you look at these brands that come out with these products, it's like a lot of the times it's like, no, nobody gives a shit. You can come out. Some of these brands can come out with the most amazing products ever, and it's well out of their lane, and they're like, who's going to use it? Nobody. Is it great? Yeah, dude, it's the best woofer in the world. Doesn't matter, because okay. So would you rather have a Sundown for half the price or a Pioneer?
Yeah,
you buy Sundown because that's their lane, and that's their thing, and that's always been the thing. It's like, Alpine at the one point had made the crossover into the subwoofer market. So like when R and S were like a thing, like, dude, you got those Alpine R types? Oh my God, those things are amazing. And for a while there, that was like the go-to woofer. Like, oh man, I want those Alpine R types. Those things are the bomb. And then Alpine, just like typical Alpine, they just like didn't evolve it into anything other than an R series or whatever they call it now. And it's like, at this point, nobody cares, because it's like, so I could get a Sundown or a B2 Audio or a Scar or something like that for half the price, and it looks like this, and it weighs like 100 pounds, and it looks like, I want that,
We had Aaron Hardison last night on 12 Talk, and I don't know if you've ever seen his videos, but he's got a Clipple. He does like very in-depth testing, actual speaker testing, Yeah. So he tested the $50 Scar sub.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that was so awesome that you did that. But I know the guy looking for a $50 Scar sub is going to go to your video and be like, what's he even talking about? Does it do it bump though? Like Big D said.
Do it bump though.
That's what he wants to know.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
it's awesome. Like now, I mean, anybody can have all the information they need on that sub now.
They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. It's like I had one guy made a comment the other day. It was funny. He goes, I can't believe you don't have a favorite speaker. And I was like, okay, let's slow it down. First off, I have a favorite brand, which is Morel, and I've talked about it countless times. And like, here's my cup, and I have a sign over here and all that other crap. But yeah, that's my favorite brand. But it doesn't mean I don't have other brands that I thoroughly enjoy. Part of the joy of being in car audio is that there is so much stuff that is
Right.
so freaking cool. Why would you want to? I just don't understand why people want to put themselves in a box and
Yeah, me
limit their
too.
experience.
Yeah, I get that. I don't get it, man. The fanboy thing, now I can understand. Like if this product's always been good to you,
Yeah,
you want to stay with it. But why would you hate this other brand though that you never even tried?
yeah. I don't get it. It's like I don't eat red meat. I have ate red meat.
Yeah,
Because I want to hopefully I don't want to die of that.
yeah,
Why'd you die? Well, I was eating red meat every day. I didn't like it enough to where I could, it was like, I don't like it that much. So if this will help me out, then I'll let it go.
yeah,
But at least I tried it. It's like these people are so polarized on like, it's got to be this or nothing. And it's like,
yeah,
no, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, we struggle with this every day. It's like with the brands that are, really sponsors of the show and cool brands. And it's like, I don't ever want to get to a point where I can't talk. Like one brand says, no, you can't talk about that. Well, then they're gone.
yeah,
To me, it's more important to be able to talk about whatever I want to talk about. If I found something that was freaking cool, I don't care who makes it. I'm going to talk about it because it's freaking cool. And it's like that to me is the most important thing. It's like, this is neat. This is cool. This is what I like. And you may like it too. Oh no, I'm not going to like it because it's not this.
yeah. That's not Pioneer, bro. Why would I even look at it?
Because it's Pioneer. Look at anything but Pioneer. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, I actually know the world's biggest Pioneer fan, and anytime he looks at he's doing something with the system, it's always something Pioneer.
He's going to be really sad this year. There's nothing new. There's nothing coming out until June. It's going to be real quiet from Pioneer.
Yeah.
Everyone's over there going, oh, we got speakers.
All right, we got one last question.
All right,
we can finish on this one, and it is imaging and how to achieve it, buying mid-range versus mid-bass, how to get the best SQ with the least.
Wow.
Just get one. Just
You
get
got an
two.
answer for that, Fernando? No.
Yeah, you just need two speakers like right here in front of you, and then nothing else. You're gonna have really good imaging.
So, like, yeah, okay.
And everything else is gonna suck, but
yeah, that's the problem. I mean, I don't, hey, listen, I guess the easiest way to answer that is like, look, you could go out and you could buy an affordable set of component speakers, right? Pick any brand, affordable set of component speakers, that like sub $200 set of component speakers. Okay. You can get a nice radio. There again, something that has time alignment built into it. I think Pioneer Start, they're again sub $200 or right at $200. You can get a small 5-channel amplifier. There again, some like Kenwood makes the 805. There's plenty of other companies out there that have that $150 5-channel amplifier. Get a decent copper wiring kit. Throw a 12-inch, $50 12-inch woofer in the trunk in a box, and spend some time on it. Working the EQ and whatnot, and you'll end up with a system that has imaging. There's no question about it. You will have imaging when you're done, and that's what you'll have. But it's not going to be great. But it might be great for you. So, this is just one of those industries, man. There's no cheating this industry at all. You cannot cheat this industry. There is no cheating sound quality. It just doesn't happen. There are things that sound okay. Like you guys talk about a couple brands that I've never heard of, and I'm sure they sound amazing. But when you go look at them, it's like they have their affordable, and then they have their like, yeah, this is when you want to get serious. Come over here.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like,
the thing that's going to get you the most for the least is your skill level with the equipment.
For sure.
That's like if you're the budget banger guy and you want the most for the very least, work on your skill level. Yeah. Watch a ton of 5-star. Watch these tuning videos that really good people put up here, and check that stuff out. Because if you can up your skill level, you can make even mediocre equipment sound pretty good. But
I mean,
but there's a point to where you need to cross the line.
Yeah, I mean, you could go to Home Depot and buy the whole Ryobi home owner's toolkit that comes with every single tool that they possibly ever make for $500. They have that like every Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, if you're just doing little things around the house, it's great. But the minute you actually need to do some serious work, that $49 router is not going to work for you. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Once you get your skill level to a certain point, certain tools aren't going to take you so far.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to have your skill level up to that point. Otherwise, the Milwaukee not can help you as much.
Well, I call that hitting the wall. Once you hit the wall, when you get to the point where you're hitting the wall and it's just like, I can't go any further than this, then that's when you look at the next step. Like, you know, it's funny. The reason why I bought this Grasshopper was this was my first RC car. And I took this as far as I could take it before I settled and bought an Associated RC10. Which is behind the Stormtrooper mask over there. But yeah, I hit the wall. I could not do anything more with that car. I couldn't go faster. I couldn't do better performance. It just wasn't going to work. So it was like, it's time to graduate on to the next thing and get better. I don't know. Yeah. That's my crappy analogy.
Well, my side job is going to be finding things from your nostalgic past, and I'm going to build those, and then I can sell them to you as a separate income.
You probably could. You probably could. I'm definitely could. Yeah.
All right. We've reached our hour.
Yes.
What's your pimp? What's going on in 5-Star World?
We're still making install videos in case someone didn't realize we do that. Cause you know, that's
my favorite ones, by the way. Those are my favorite.
I mean, we do install diaries still. I mean, there was, you know, we've been doing a couple more unboxings this year. Which is what we kind of promised we were going to do anyway. So the rest is tomorrow. You'll get part 2 on the Honda Accord video that we had. But I mean, we really don't have anything. We're just filming right now. Right now, we're just filming for later. You know, later in the year when stuff. You know, when we get to it. But so that's really all we're doing. Stuff you guys probably won't even see. Like the video ready now is from 4 of last year. So whatever month 4 is. So you know, so right now that's all we're doing. It's like yeah, sure, okay. Numericals, month 4.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, so that's what we do. So we film a whole bunch of stuff, and then it just goes into a folder. And then, as you know, we don't have, because we have different categories of what, like, shit that needs to get out now, stuff that needs to get out soon, and then everything is just a fill. So a lot of the install diary stuff is actually what we call fill videos, even though those are the most popular ones. That's fill stuff for us. So we're just working on that. So really right now, the best place to find us on Instagram, because we're just a lot of Instagram.
Yeah. What's going on with the boring life, man?
You'll get so we shot 2 videos this past week. Okay. So that is going to, I'm going to start editing those Friday nights, I think. So you'll get it Saturday morning.
Oh yeah. Saturday morning cartoons. Excellent.
Yes, exactly. So Saturday morning you'll get the boring life. Like I said, we got 2 in the can right now. We'll go from there. But no, she just started a new job. So it was like this working 9 to 6 stuff is tough for those kids that ain't ever worked 9 to 6. You know, I
got 2 of them here. I know.
Yeah, I know very well. 5 days a week, 9 to 6. What the? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, she's been going for college. She finished college 6 months early. She's not lazy. She's just not used to having to be somewhere this amount of time. So I can't. We just kind of gave her some time to get acclimated, and that's actually the first video. Saturday's video is us kind of talking about all that and what's going on, what her new job is, and then you know, Animal Kingdom at some point. So
excellent. Yeah. Make sure you get Haley a time that she can be on Thursday. Get the extended universe on. It'll be fun. Yeah,
I'll get her. Well, I said, she's like, I don't have to be on the whole show. I said, no, we'll just have you on for like the first 15 minutes. Yeah, because you don't want to hang out when we're talking about car audio stuff.
No, and we don't talk car audio for the first 15, 17 minutes anyway, so it'll be perfect.
We don't talk car audio much throughout the thing anyway. Right. Chip was doing more car audio talking than we were.
You're not supposed to tell him that, though. we start on the premise of car audio.
We do. It's all car audio. It's just funner car audio.
Right. All right, man. I don't have a lot coming up besides my regular shows, so I'll be doing that. I don't know what video's coming out Monday, but one will come out.
There you go. Where are you guys going to be for the trifecta?
This channel right here, HifiVega channel, Monday.
Monday you'll be there, so make sure you check those guys out.
Yep.
All right, cool.
All right. That's
Same
it, man.
bat time.
Same bat channel.
Bye, guys.